Didn't get to see the pick ban PowerPoint slide, I guess. But Sal's on the Vlad here. You have Nikali on West Rice. That's what he was known for, although, like I say, he's not the great top laner. We'll see what he can do on this pick. It is against. Can't see who the top lane. Maybe they have at least in Warwick again. Yeah, they do. Warwick. See if Warwick's health regen is enough. And probably going to build the same so that Akali can't kill him. We have a Caitlyn for the carry. Caitlyn Janna lane. So going with an 80 carry in the bot lane this time, it looks like. Doublelift is on the Janna. Darius is on the Caitlyn. Nice to see switching up the roles for based on champion, not just on, or picking based on champion, not on role. Doublelift, the better Janna is going to play support this game. Darius, maybe the better Caitlyn is why they did it. Maybe Delta doesn't play 80 carries at this moment. Marksman. Just destroyed that camp. It's going to be spotted here, but Darius, if he walks through, we'll see that the camp is gone there. CV's to keep the red buff safe. So it's just a small camp steal. Lee Sin going to his own red buff to stop Dandin from being able to take that. Did they leave one alive then? Or did Darius' path and really not see the camp? Because on the map we see it's still there. Or not, yeah, Darius' pathing. It's Westrice in the mid lane, almost falling down with a flash into the auto. Of course, the Q mark does detonate when you get an attack off, so the flash auto providing a lot more burst than I think Scar thought there would be. Unfortunately for Westrice, now he doesn't have any way to gap close, so it's a pretty safe lane for Scar here. He sees Westrice walking up to him, he can just walk away. Also the brute start for that. Scar does get hit by a Q. I just talked about how that's not going to happen. Westrice in the mid lane. Rainbow both should be able to kill him. Scar gets the kill there. The slow and the reveal coming in on the Shroud. Sal's also in top lane instead of mid here with. Maybe that's because I don't know if that's was intended or it's because they have the Warwick pick. Then they realize that Kali's not going to be able to do anything that they want to put him in a lane where he can kill, get fed, snowball. Going to be difficult, especially now, when Scar has Malzahar with his ultimate that can just stop Akali when she jumps in. Darius did get the headshot on time, a cutie pie there, and a second auto. Poking. Wasn't shielded on the headshot there. Bit of a mistake by Doublelift. Not that it really matters. With the Ziraka, they're not going to have kill pressure in this lane. Ziraka is a lane nullifier. It's very good if you have someone that you want to farm up. You just keep them in lane forever, and then Ziraka, although her heal is nice in the lane, it's not really going to save someone in a fight. Might prolong their death, but it's not as good of a, or not as good in team fights as, say, any other support you could have. That pink ward revealing Westrice in the mid is going to keep Scar safe in these shrouds now. It's a very good placement. In this lane, very good to buy early. Of course, extra kill gold means he's not going to fall behind buying that. I mean, we're coming in trying to nullify the Evangelist Sin gave, misses the bandage toss. Scar didn't even notice the bandage toss, went for the minion. Still Scar, of course, says himself that he's very much a greedy farmer. If it means pushing the wave in or finishing the wave off, he's going to stay there every time, even if it's a gank. Rambo trying to find something in top lane. The advantage of a Lee Sin over move, this is what you want to be doing, is impacting your lanes early with this pick. Didn't see it in the other game, but Amumu is better than Lee Sin in the late game if you can land your ultimate on multiple people. Does land some damage on the cells, procs the throw of the hunt on Warwick. Warwick's gonna have some speed in this buff, or speed in this top lane. Sal's, of course, as a Vlad can't heal up, and they don't really have dive pressure with the pool as long as he keeps that available for him. Warwick with the ult just diving in. He's waiting for the stun came in from Vlad. Vlad definitely has a stun in this patch.
I think on that initiation, Warwick thought Lee Sin was right on his tail for the attack, and he kind of just stood under the turret there, took a few hits of damage. They both got out safely. Good play by them, recognizing that it was a dangerous situation. Bottom lane is a little bit pushed now. Soraka and Misfortune able to come up big on that. They're just pushing. Not too much damage, though, so they're not even really getting a lot of hits on Caitlyn. That absolute long range, one of the only champions that can shoot past the tower. Using out
Darius taking the wave here, trying to it goes on tower anyway. He's missing a lot of CS under it. That Q is going to ruin the wave for him. And he and Delph aren't working to finish off, to get one low enough for him to actually kill before the tower gets it. Of course, I can't look up Vlad's history on that screen. I will look up Vlad's history to see when he had a stun and which patch it got removed.
See a conversion down on bottom. Let's see what they have here. Trying to go for Caitlyn all alone, but they would not converge on her fast enough. She was way too close to the turret. I don't know if she blew a summoner spell there. It did not look like it. Looks like she just simply walked down towards the lane and then back at her turret. The direct path probably would have gotten her killed, so she definitely avoided some damage there. And it looks like he's actually going to be going for a Kali now. Nobody in mid to help him out. Warwick and Vlad up top, just kind of duking it out right now. Just one of those top lanes you have like all game. You're just kind of farming back. It's like farming with a Nasus. You're really not doing too much damage with each other, but you're still getting your minion kills in, and it's the best idea to stay.
He never had a stun according to the wiki, so I don't know what's going on
right kind of near each other in the jungle. You can see a ping going off there from
in this game.
Team. Akali looking to jump in on Malzahar here. If there can be a bandage grab, he's looking to let Malzahar use that Malefic Visions a little too much, and he got kind of antsy, so he wanted to use the ult, get him out of there. Akali's like, let me just go ahead and farm, get my experience back. It's fine. Mumu go back to the jungle. Chloe's doing a pretty good job against his minions right now. He's going to last hit what he can.
Man, that annoys me, because I never thought he had a stun, but then it looks like he's stunning people in this game, and then I look on the wiki and it says he doesn't have one, so I'm just all kinds of confused, and it's messing with my head. Westeros clearing the mid lane. Of course, without a Mumu there, he doesn't have kill pressure. Mumu needs to be able to stop the mouse ultimate on him, and they need to make sure Lee Sin's not there. His Shroud of Safety is not going to help him if he's revealed. Rainbow sticking to the top lane, though, Sal's backing up, being pinged out. I mean, not looking for any ganks. Blue buff's available for him, he's going to take that. They should look for a dragon play. They have a good team fight. Caitlyn. There's two ways of building Caitlyn. It's going to be interesting. She's going to go for auto attack or burst. Of course, with the burst, you can just poke with your Rainbow with these Qs. It's awful.
That Sanguine Pool able to save his life, and one of those reasons why you just Also
With
wants to
the
pick
burst
off as
build, your
well.
Q and your
Now, by
ultimate
the way,
just
right on
take
that
people out
kill,
of the
he's
game.
able to just
Like they
close
have to
down. You can
recall,
kind of see the
and you
lead
can
as well. So it's
avoid
very
fighting
effective
entirely
as a
just
team
with
plays
that,
into it. And
and
you
just
able to
take
get yourself
objectives
back
for
in a
free
situation where you can just
if
transfer your
they're
gear
too low to
right
contest you.
back to normal and keep yourself
The
continuing to lane, which is one of
auto
the
attack
biggest things
build
in the
will
game.
work
When I
better
talk
with
about
the
high scoring
Janna,
games,
and
you
into
see
late game
some teams
better
run the
against
lane,
the
grab the
Warwick
jungle. You know,
and Lee
or
Sin.
not grab the
So
jungle, but
they
grab the
might be
jungle
thinking that,
build. You
especially
get you
if
get the
you
armor,
consider
you
you have
get
a
the
call, you
supply
don't need to
pods, and
worry
you
about the
die
early
in health
game.
to stay in lane.
Yeah, pretty much. So,
Or the
really
mid
looking
game, I
forward
should
to this.
say.
Never gotten that kill, but Rambo actually missed
It'll
his
be
Q. I think that makes it
interesting to
relatively
see
easy because he
which
anchored down to the
logic
left
I
of the
guess
stadium
they
and just
decide
sniped down
is
Vladimir, and that was
better.
like 400 health. He could have just landed
Which
it
school
easily,
of
but Brax
thinking?
kicked him into the wall and got the kill.
Because
Yep.
you can
So
win a
yeah,
game in the
really,
mid
really
game. We've
good
seen it
from
happen.
Rambo in that
If
case.
they push for it,
Just
they
solid
might be able
play,
to
getting
do it,
himself
but
back
then
up
you lose
to full
insurance.
health, getting back up
And
from 20 health there,
from
getting
what we've
some
seen of
good clicks on stuff then. And
EG,
it's working pretty
they
well.
like to
He's
have
able
their
to kind of
carry
bubble in
farming
on the
into the
bottom of the map,
in the mid
double
game on the
jumping
side lane.
Doran's
So
ring and not going for like the qualifiers
Doran's
and
ring
stuff like
onto
that. So
Janna
he's
here, looking for more
starting
damage,
to land those Doran's
more
blades. That's
survivability as
probably the best
well.
champion in
Means they're
Doran's blades.
tells me they're
Gets
looking
a
at
lot of
fights.
burst damage, lets him Q, lets him auto
Got
attack,
four people stacking the ball lane, but
and moving Akali right
but
back into the bottom.
RS
Gets
doesn't
Akali
care
into
about
the
this. They're just
mid,
backing
and
away. RS, by the way, is rock solid.
actually, yeah, RS
Um,
is afraid. They had a ward right back here,
I
knowing that
didn't have to
Q
look
was
that
already
up.
going down.
I
Misfortune
just
happened, but they really needed a save. So
I don't know. My brain wasn't putting two and two together.
Akali coming back into the mid, ready to go down.
Dignitas's first team is called Rock Solid.
She might go for a gank. I'm not sure if
This
that's
is
the plan,
obviously
but
Dignitas, and their
three
team
zero
says
now for
RS.
Zux picking up a
I
first
don't know
blood.
why I didn't
Shout out
put
to
that
Rocky for
together.
taking over
That
lane.
RS
Very
means
afraid of that ever.
rock solid,
And I guess for good reason.
and rock solid. Even though they
West Red still
were
allowing
never
kills
the
on the
best team, they
You
made
don't
a
have
big
that vision
following
though. You're
based
gonna have
off
a
of
hard
cheese
time to keep
picks.
yourself as live as long as
So
possible. Keep that Twilight Shroud out. Oh, the ward just dies and he's going right for
didn't see
Malzahar,
any today.
stacking some
Maybe that
armor
comes
right
later.
there, going back
They
for the
did
Twilight Shroud, but he was found
invent
inside of it
Gangplank
with the
support,
ultimate, which does
where you
not
just use
stop
his
Akali.
E
And
buff
looks like it could be a
continuously.
2v1
It's
situation.
done here
Lulu
by
coming
Dan
in
Din
as
just to
well, kind of walking
protect
right
Wazrise,
into
but
that one
he's
on
in
his
trouble
own.
now.
And he will be bumped
Rainbow
up
looking
there.
for
Lulu trying to
the
do some
kick in
damage to
back
that
into the
final
team,
point.
but double to
On the
knocks him
top
out.
of that
The rest
fight,
of the
getting
team's
some
there.
good
Dan
damage
Din
from the
stunned.
Q. Will somebody be able
Kayla
to
comes. It's
dodge
not
it?
going to be
No,
able
he
to kill
doesn't
him.
take enough
Soraka
damage.
heals,
He's not high enough
keeping
level yet or have the damage to
uh
do what she
I
wanted
can't
to
remember
do
his
there.
name
And a good
alive,
kill by Soraka would have saved the life of Lee Sin anyways. Very good teamwork on that,
keeping
and
Lee
good
Sin
choice
alive.
to back off by
Forget the
EG
player name.
as they were getting outnumbered quickly in that situation.
And that's going to
It was
be
actually in a really
Epic Gamer
amazing
taking the
move,
dragon.
a really amazing play by Akali, who actually moved down across and was not on the null zone, and had actually turned on the Twilight Shroud to give herself bonus advantage just right as Malzahar started
Right.
comboing. So he jumped on there,
That was
moved
a
to the
miss
side
smite.
right as the combo went off, dodged the null zone, and gave the MR to block the ultimate, and got away from
CV
it,
just
and
to
finished the kill
refresh
there, Malzahar.
the
Really, really smart play. I mean, I don't think it was luck. I think it was
I
actually
guess
really
the map.
calculated. Um,
Oh, for sure, yeah.
and
Once
it
you
was
play a character like
Maybe they're
that, those
hoping to see
specifications are
the
going to be
dash so they can
dictated
get
for
the
exactly
timer
what you
exact.
do.
yeah. So super good play there from West Rice, keeping himself alive in that pretty bleak situation.
Looks like everybody's back to lane, getting their farm down. No Warwick up top, though, with Vladimir. Warwick is yet to be seen. Looks like he's at base at this point in time. A little bit of a tussle down bottom as there are no minions there. They will silence Janna and try
A
to get some
tornado
damage
into
done, but
trap
wasn't
there,
able to stop that as she was caught up
but no real
with the
follow up.
trap of
Kaylin, of course, doesn't
Lee
get the
Sin
increased
moving into
range
Vladimir. So
on
far, so
auto if she
good.
traps
Looks like
someone
they
now.
both back off. A good amount of damage
And
Lee Sin is
what would they
taking.
even do?
Hopefully farming
Get a few more autos
kills
off
and probably a
that
transfusion
Soraka
real
would
quick
heal
right
up
there from
in
Vlad.
exchange for
Warwick back to
more
mid lane as
MF damage onto
Vladimir
them that
goes
they
up.
can't
He
heal
doesn't
up.
see Vladimir going up
It's
top,
best
so
just
he's not
to
going to choose to do anything.
disengage with
No,
your
they're going to go back to
disengage.
jungle together. Lee Sin continuing to jungle as well as Amakudukai and Locust are now pushing an only and lonely Janna at her turret. They have enough minions here to do some damage, taking a turret shot to the face. I'm sure she didn't want to do that.
Double
But
Doran's ring.
Soraka with the quick heal. Good damage,
Maybe
just
they're going to
slowing down the
use
turret by
Janna for the wave clear.
Amakudukai.
Of course, that
Two
was
shots per minion pretty much from
one
the
of
turret.
Janna's
Super
strong
effective
suits
when you
as a
got four
support
minions. You have 8
was
shots per
that you
round on the
could
turret. And
you
you
were
really
the
got to know what you're
anti-tower
doing.
dive
You get
support
every bit of damage done that you can. And
back
right
before
there,
they
Q coming off
decided
of
that
Darius.
Janna
I don't know. Do you
shouldn't
really
be
want
able
to
to
let
have her
people
own
know
niche.
that you know he's there? Or
Basically,
maybe
if you
do
pick
some
Janna, you could never
Situation
tower
Lee Sin
dive
as
because
well
she
is
could clear the waves
really
with her
close
Q
before I think
and
he
knock
goes
you away with her
Malice
ultimate.
here, but
Wouldn't be that
Cole
great
just goes spam it.
in
Tries to
Dragon
get
and
the
Baron fights,
yeah, last hitting as best he can. Up at the top of
and
we
but
have
you're
Vladimir versus Warwick's
kind of
the lane of Warwick's
forced to go into a split push mode
best
against
Philosopher's Stone ace
Janice, who
here.
built
He's got the
AP,
Mercury threads. He's got tons of mattresses for himself, 18 armor as well. Salt's gonna jump in there onto Voyboy a little
or
bit
you
late.
needed a
Salt's
really, really strong dive,
he could transfuse if he wanted to. It will
and then
be super
try
late.
to
Oh, I
like
believe
dive for
Akali
twice. Like if you
dropping
had a
damage
cannon,
just to Malzahar.
a Moo,
Really
then you can
not
keep
looking
them
to cover
stuck.
that at
You get
all.
knocked away, you can still jump in.
I'm surprised that Akali was
you'd
he
want
only has
a
two
tank.
APs and a little bit
You
of
have the move there,
a
but
little
you'd
bit of
probably want an
damage on
Alistar
the line.
support as well
Definitely giving the
for
minions
that
some
dive.
trouble. But oh well, good
And then
damage
maybe
there by
you'd go with a
Scarra.
Cat
He's up
Arena
2-0
MF.
now. And oh, that Sol's is taking
But once you
advantage
have
right
that
now. A
team,
lot of damage
why
coming
would you
in
even
from
bother dying? You
Scarra and
just
everyone else. And he's
force
gonna have
dragons and
2-0. So
barons and
Restoration
win off
2-0,
that as well.
Scarra 2-0. Or well, Restoration 0-2, Scarra 2-0. Good times there. Rambo's still running across the map. Has some wards now to go benefit that Wriggles. And it's doing some good things for him.
Looks like Darius taking advantage of this as he's just poking with that
It's
range from
interesting to
Caitlyn.
see
I'm 3
how
behind
much
Bush,
more
the
AP
Bush, but
doubles
I can't
builds.
really see right now, so
For the
it's a good
gold,
thing to do when you're being
Doran's
focused by
items are the
me
best you
or
see.
focused by an enemy. Head into that
Two
bush.
Doran's
You're not
blades
really
onto
going to
Darius,
take
they're
too
just
much
looking at
damage, and they're
early
forcing
game.
Karma
Maybe
into the
it's to
bush. So
keep
you've
up
seen
with the
that
MF
going a
who is
lot. Where
stronger
a
than
lot of
Caitlyn
people in
early.
this game, they try to face check when you should not be face checking. So the bush can really prove to be a juking technique, a non-attack
Three
technique,
Doran's blades onto
that can
Caitlyn actually.
save your
Who were
life
we
if
looking? Was
things
that
start
MF with the
attacking
two
your
in the
camp
BF
quite
store?
early game,
So three
and
Doran's
other
blades,
things. So
boots
utilizing the bush in
into
all of the lanes and
pickaxe
anywhere
means
around the
that
map also is going to be
MF is
huge.
ahead in the build
You see Lee Sin come
path.
up, possibly getting the Q on Vlad. A good pool, but
Might
he's
be
not going
awkward
to take too
backs
much damage
for
from
the
that
Caitlyn to
Malenia.
have built that.
Getting back, he is now zoned, and he's going to go back,
But
knowing that he won't be able to
but
flank right away. He's not even
well
going to
behind
deploy with
it
that.
is
Janna and one other now going through the jungle. It's
better
going to
in the
be a
sense
blue
that you
move.
won't fall
Might not
further
even
behind.
out with him. A move
You're
will
gonna
probably
die
take him in bush.
double
Nice blue
shielding.
shield by Janna, and they are going to see Lee Sin trying to take the blue away, but he is absolutely back away
Wolves
from
of
that
course
situation.
can crit you.
It's
You
just good
never
damage from Caitlyn down
want to be
bottom,
near
and
them while you're
Ponytail
low
back
health.
actually towards the top of the
Jungle
map
camps
now
can
in
crit in
that area
general.
of the jungle. Lee Sin still getting the
Made
blue buff
that's
though.
why you have jungle champions.
Unwarranted by the
Not everyone can
Phoenicians.
jungle
Yep,
because
not stopped at
if you
all.
don't kill them
Wriggles
fast
very
enough,
good
they
top
do a
lane
lot of
presence
damage.
in the right-hand side
And if you
portal.
don't have a way to
And
heal that
he's got
damage,
it. Okay, we're gonna back out to our lanes and good stuff there.
uh,
EG does have the one and
some
the
bad RNG
one
is
and
gonna
only
mean that you
Jack at
can't
this point in
clear
time. They do
at
take the
all, and then
Q on
you're
from Scarra,
behind. If you have to back during your
but it is
first
going to be
clear,
the second time.
you're never gonna recover.
Let's see what else they can do. Saul's just spamming out last hits top lane right now. Killing these minions pretty hard. There's
Sal's
Private
just
killing minions left and right. And with
clearing the
Scarra,
wave.
not very much
I
to do
don't
so.
I don't understand. The reason why I was
Great.
saying you're studying was
Move
that
up the bottom, we see Dyrus
people are
getting the
stopping and was
Q on.
playing the
Getting some
swirl
damage
animation on them,
across
which
the
means that they were
field, which
stunned.
is good. But let's look at the minion counts, and 119 on
Did
Dyrus,
turrets stun? I don't think in
154
the other
on the
when there's
T-side.
turrets nearby, like the other
Nice
game
work
where
on
Vlad
Saul.
stunned someone.
123 on Scar, okay. 136 on Lanewick. Only 95 on Westrice. So, minion kills working for rock solid. Champion kills working for rock solid.
Yeah,
Dragon
a BF
Eagle,
sword and a
Dragon is
Zeal
EG's
puts
main.
MF
So,
way ahead of
kind of going either way.
that their
Malzahar's
pink were
doing a
coming
really
down.
good job.
Way ahead
He's definitely
of
got that
Dyrus.
that newly large rod right now. He's got himself about 650 free gold at courtesy
Basically way
of
ahead of everything. It's
Keeping
150
himself pretty
farm,
strong for being able to buy
most
vision boards
most
every
in the
so
game.
often, if you need them
Um,
in the lane. That's really costly, actually. They're quite
the
expensive.
idea of
Definitely
building
not
Doran's blades is that sure you're
farming
behind, but
vision
you don't
boards.
want to have it snowball on you. It stops them from
or
snowballing the hit.
regular
With
rewards, I
the
should say. I realize I just contradicted the crap out
disadvantage
of myself.
Okay,
that
So we
you do
have
fall
Lee Sin
further
actually going
behind
up
than
top
you would
again with
if
Warwick. I believe he may
you
have
went
actually been
even
reducing
without
shadow,
buying
but
them.
he's very passive right now. Janna is forced back to her tower on bottom. Not a lot of action going on right now. It is 3-1 in your game of Call versus CLG. Complexity up at this point in
Double
time,
three
and no
Doran's
turrets have been
rings.
dropped in the game so far.
No,
20 minutes
just
into
build
the
the
game.
cages.
however, it is two Dragon
I want to see a
Slayer
cage on
to
this back,
complexity.
or
I
at
see him
least an
making
amp
a little
tome
move
to
right
build into
here.
the cage.
Saul, 3-1 in kills, 2-0 on Dragons. Some good work right
Doesn't
there.
matter. We got
All the kills
gold income item
all the kills
onto
came from Shale
Warwick
and
though. Fearless don't
EG
keep his
jungle
mana
items.
Yep.
So good stuff there.
up
Ironically,
in
actually,
this
EG
lane
got some
and some
items for
health
Wriggles
regen.
and boost mobility, same as this jungler here.
It's
So
not a gank that's gonna work for
should be
them.
quite interesting. Looks like Vladimir
This is a
still
waste of Lee
up
Sin's time. He
top.
should be in
No
the mid
Castle
lane at the
Seven for
moment.
himself. So standing against Boy Boy. That's working out all right. Malzahar still in good shape against the Akali. And down here, Caitlin's just continuing to farm up and try to farm and get. I just said farm up and try to farm. That's good, but just continuing to last hit and get
Vlad
kills.
coming down to the mid lane though.
Malzahar pushed out quite far in mid. It looks like they are going to 3 converge on that, but he does have a little bit of space. The coins make it look like they are a lot
Possible
closer.
dragon
Means they
play
can
if
get out of that one
he can sit it
quite
in
easily.
mid lane farming. Well,
Not much
Akali
else to
and the
say
moon with
about
rest
this.
team
We
do
could see a
dragon.
fight going on
As
here in
Akali
middle.
gonna go into
Locust getting
Locust.
caught
That's
off
gonna be a
guard.
kill
Zeal
there.
gets
The slow
knocked
coming from
down.
Dove,
Scar
and
able to
Locust
just
had no
dodge
chance of
their
escaping,
tornado,
and just
and it looks
an
like they are going to
assassination by
push
the
MF
Akali.
as he knows she should back right now.
And
Looks
that's
like they are
really what you
going
want
to push
dragons
out
for.
the
They
dragon here.
should be
Time is
sending cells
now
back up to to top lane here, although with the two of them there, they probably get the turret before he gets there.
It's going to be
They would have.
25:50 on the clock. Turret has also
Could have
gone
kept
down the
Salis
top
farming in
as
mid lane,
Boy and
but
Rambo have taken that out. now chasing Malzahar out of their lane and let the rat packing begin.
Mistake by
Looks
Mauser.
like
He
the
should have
EG
ran towards
enjoys the
top
control
lane
they have.
and just
They
pushed
feel
down top
confident
as
with
a
their amount of
three-man
items.
stack.
A very big push coming out of these two right here. You can only see Vladimir
You can
probably
see
going to head
where the
over that
wave
wave to
is.
do some
It's at
damage.
the
If he
inhib
doesn't,
at the
that wave
moment.
is going to go over. So
Now
Vladimir
it's at
going
the
to
inner
probably
turret. They
both
wouldn't have
retreat
been
up to
able
that
to
section of the
push
map.
down mid lane.
Fortune of
They
it is
get
over
top
here.
turret
Blitz happening right away. Looks
regardless,
like she is
as
defending.
nobody came
They were able to get that
to
extra turret on
respond to
top
it.
as they
But
head back over there.
with a
And it
three-man
looks like
stack
they
there,
will start to
they
retreat
might have
as
forced
they've
somebody
had
to
a
come out
great job
early
taking out two
to
turrets in a
defend it,
row. That's
and then been able to
280 gold that they
push
didn't
that
have
into an
before, and
inhib.
it's really going to help them out. Back to this bottom lane. Thank you. 380 gold if you can count.
300. Well,
Well,
380 is
150,
the dragon.
150. Right,
Yeah.
right, right. 150, 190 for dragon. Yes.
All right, there we go. Math solved.
Math is solved, and the gold given globally
Mid
as
turret
well.
goes down.
So
Just
we have these two
not even a
going
push.
back,
Minions took that.
farming
That
it
was
out. Looks like
all
one is
mid
going to
lane.
recall, and yes, she's going to stay there to guard the tower from minions.
We're 20 minutes in.
EG grabbing,
We have three
gathering
turrets
together in
down
mid here.
for
We also have Janna coming up around
the
the top,
purple
as you can
team.
see right there. I don't know why she's going off
Or well,
carousel. Actually,
three turrets down
we'll
for the blue
flip it
team.
down to war.
Purple
Use
team's
your
taken
input if you
three
like.
turrets.
And
And
turn off fog.
indeed, let's see the
So much
vision.
vision.
Look at all this vision down here.
So
Tons
much
of wards
vision.
over here. Tons of wards throughout the blue in the area. So EG sees everything on the map right now, and that just shows
They
how
have
much
good.
more money
I
they
mean,
have
you can see
actually
they have good
received over
river vision,
against our
so they can
rock
see
solid.
Which is where they're spending
if
it. I mean, you can be completely flat broke.
rock solid are pushing into them.
They're spending their money correctly, though.
But there's
I mean,
just
because
so
you
much
get on it,
blind on the map. They've lost so much
going really
vision
fast.
based on
Really
turrets
good
going
dream
down.
hacking. I think it gives you everything you want. Having philosophers
So
on
once
both
they've
teams to
gone
get that gold
into
early
them,
on,
like there's no
but
safety.
Doran's
You know that they're
are just as
at the
good.
Baron in here,
I mean,
but
AP
what
super
can you
good at
do?
controlling the game. Health super good at support. Mana regen super good at support. Like, I love me a Doran's ring Janna. Just gonna say
Vision's
that.
cleared.
So
They can just force this. Rock
yeah, Math
solid
is really
should.
doing a pretty good job.
They were also
There
famous for
are
Baron
oracles
takes,
on
but
both teams,
that
so
ended up
every team is
being
locking onto this right there.
discounted when they
And now
died to
you can see
Baron,
they're kind of at a
as another team
standoff
died
now.
to
Like
Dragon or
both
something.
Barons, both teams have to be very aware of what's going on. And
They lost that
Janna's got a really
reputation.
good comp for EG. They have Dan Din. They have so I mean they have a Moon ultimate. And they have kind of
No
Caitlyn. They have
early
Vladimir pretty
Baron
much there,
jet
but
for them.
they don't really have that same
They gave up.
smooth
I think that was a mistake
spam that
to give up
EG
control
does.
of
Like
the
they have
river
the
there.
gameplay out, but they don't
They
have
should
it
have
in a way where
forced.
you can lock someone up for that. So
Unless
let's
they're
see
afraid of
got some
Westerice's
quite interesting
Akali
stuff
assassinating
developing
someone,
in
which,
that
if
Caitlyn
he gets to the back line,
situation.
can happen. But you have a Malzalt and a
That's just
Warcult
the
to
whole different
keep
season
him
right there,
at
just so
bay.
powerful that if I were making the picks I picked,
I
I'm
don't
sure
think
Blue would
Caitlyn,
have not have picked
especially
these
with like
guys, but
the item lead, is in a position to
I love me some AoE spam.
kill your front line.
Let's move on here. We see Akali still just grouping up at the top of the map by herself. Has picked up
Yeah,
Storm buff
just
by now.
big mistake by Roxal not
She's
pushing
super
that.
powerful. Gonna go ahead and
They
pick up this turret
are
that
going
she
to give
just
up top turret to
destroyed.
Westerice
Well,
in
misfortunately for
exchange
the
for
bottom lane,
bot.
but Akali has
So
multiple
still
camps here.
more
She lashed
vision
onto turret,
lost for
took turret aggro. Gonna go
EG.
back around and probably get this one happened correctly now. Doing pretty good damage here. Has Riley's Christmas Scepter already and the
Ryla's
Resurrect
hurts
Vest.
instead of a Gunblade,
The
looking
rest of
for
the
some
team ends
survivability.
up
I guess
on the
it's
way and
for
she's
the
gonna farm as
Malzalt.
best she can. Actually gonna back off, waiting. Oh yeah, because Lee Sin has shown up.
Already knows you
And
can
Lee's gonna
blow
make sure
somebody
to take
up.
care. So he
Why
is
risk
able to
dying
come
to a
around and
Malzahar
pick
ult?
up Dolphin's
This will
Best
give
here.
them
Gonna do it
the health
nicely
needed
and
to
use the items
survive
as best he
the
can.
ultimate. Then they can
Pretty good job there. Getting that
hopefully shroud
Storm
away.
and the rest of Rock Solid is here around Baron. I think they
Oracle's
might have
onto
even
Void Boy.
ulted and got ganked. That just didn't happen.
Yeah, once they got that Oracle on Warwick, now they're going out and clearing the jungle. Just realizing how much they are
And
going to
onto
be able
Dan
to do.
Din.
EG doing a very good job of just revealing the entire map to themselves. You saw it before as we turned on the Fog of War, and we could just see everything seen for EG from top to bottom of the map. So, Rock Solid is going to have to clear that out before they want to even be able to control their jungle, which is a major part of the game. They have to be able to get through the jungle, have to be able to farm minions if there's nothing in lane, as well as be able to rat pack themselves and get the upper hand in the fight. Amumu also doing the same thing. Dan Din also has the elixir or Oracle elixir on him as well. So we have an
I
elixir
think
on
I'm gonna
both
keep
teams,
making
and they are
videos
now
in the
going to be
series
able to
until I
get to
get
the
bored.
jungle,
Like until the
clear that
game
out, and really start
gets to the
getting these
point
fights becoming
where it
more
is
about
boring to
decision.
watch again.
Heading back to this, Lee Sin is all by himself right here. Who's going to be the first to
Saw
come to the bush? There's
spotting
some
out
confusion on
Rambo
Lee
there.
Sin.
He
They let
does
him know
just
he was
jump
there
away.
instead of initiating the fight
Amumu
on him.
bandage
And it
missed.
looks like they will be able to back out of this situation, being very cautious on it, knowing
Straka
they did
healing
not
him
have the
up.
upper hand of the first attack. None of the other EG
If only
members
they
were
knew about the
chased.
6-man
Only
strat.
Rock Solid could see Vladimir
That would
as he
come
committed to that
later.
first attack.
I think it was
Nothing there. Lee Sin
Blaze
kind of
that
will drop off the board
perfected
there a
it.
little bit. He'll take
Of
his
course,
time.
Riot removed that
Gonna
from the
dig
game
for it. Here they
because
have
it was
Oracle.
too
Wait,
complicated
no, the Oracle's dead?
for players.
Yeah, Orc has an Oracle. He's hidden by his health
They
bar.
they tried to make
Don't
the
think
game
he's gonna
as
add an Oracle. But
boring to
well, a
watch as
lot of wood coming
possible.
out here. Roxel taking a lot of
That
damage,
way,
a lot of
I
slashing
think
damage.
the attempt was that then people who
But
don't
it
play
can
the
be
game could
used on
watch,
him, so
but
you got to be a little bit careful.
obviously people who don't play the
And
game
I
don't watch
believe
any
what you're
sport.
near
Like
there and they kind of have an
To an
age drop.
extent. Like there are people that
Who
don't play a
doesn't
game that
back
watch
them
sports, but
up
they understand the sport.
if they're a little bit farther forward. But
The
with
nuances.
being a
If you
hard
remove
up, he's
nuances
gonna
from
take some
sports,
of
people
Gina's
don't
donuts to
watch.
come in here. Rambo is chasing down as best he can. Will get around that, and he can just throw up on a Dan Din, but I don't know if you really want to jump on
Sal's
that
in
G,
good position
so
here. If they try to
not
collapse,
necessarily go for that.
Locust gets hit by a trap. I don't know why they'd have him tank it.
And
Dandin looking for an engage. They're
gets
just
up
going to
to
be
the
able to run
turret.
away.
Gonna go in there as best as he can. But no,
It
they
was
managed
a
to get
good
off
attempt to
the
bait.
completely safely. Soraka still
Sal's
quite alive as
or
the
EG
Eagles
has
lost their
both
turret,
top
so
and bot lane
looks like
pushing
they've
here.
lost
Big
it
waves
again.
on both.
With Soraka going Philostone,
Uh,
Janna
now it
moving
should
towards
be top lane pushing into them. A
Philosopher.
bigger wave by
what?
Oh,
Rock
yeah.
Solid formed under the
That was
tower as it
that
cleared
was
out their wave, but
intended.
that's missed
That was
experience for
that
Rock
was half
Solid.
intended. That totally wasn't me just
I think Heroes of the
Looks
Storm
like we
dealt
may be
did
actually
this
gonna be
really
starting a
well,
Baron fight
making
here.
experience
Maybe
be
trying to
the
force this
form of
fight
gold
on
and
them.
shared
It seems
among the team,
Caitlyn and Janna are
because
both
then when you
back.
push
As they
sideways
do
and
kind of pull
nobody
this Baron,
answers,
they see the
you get a
clairvoyance. They
much
are
bigger
eventually
lead
gonna have to back off as the
instead
Fiora
of
goes off.
League's
Still has the
approach
upper hand
where
there.
you push
Another
sideways
very
and
nice
nobody
auto
gets them
PB
and
that went down,
nothing
saving Mumu
changes.
and Vlad.
They're
Bot
gonna get
turret
Baron
does go
real quick.
down
Dusty has Baron 4-1
just
killing
off the
streak
mini
as
wave. They
Baron
tried to
gets
do
into
Baron
the
here,
OG right now.
but they don't have the
Jump
waves
in place
pushing
though. Oh
for
man,
them,
he has
so
enough down there.
of
Soraka
course it's
gonna
going to
get
be
picked up.
answered.
Soraka
Scar's
gonna
going to
get
get
all
jumped
the way
on.
down
He's
to
going
the
to fall.
closest.
Amikiri cancels his ult early.
Malzahar
Maybe
though
that
gets
was a
stuck on
Jan
the
trying to get
side.
that hit
Gonna
him.
pick up that kill. They're gonna just drive down
Darius
onto
falling down.
Dan and Darius, they're gonna turn
And
back around.
why
Looks like
don't they
Locust
just turn on
do
to
have a
Dull
kill.
here?
Oh, he puts
Westerice
down a Locust.
almost kills Locust, but he
Rainbow!
flashed away,
Great play. And
jumps
he's
back
coming
in
back!
over the wall.
Oh, Westerice, that was
Darius picks up
so
the kill.
good.
Great
That was
play by
so good.
Westerice.
Malzahar was gonna die to Lee Sin. He was
Dandin
back in the
going
tower,
in.
but
I
gonna get
don't think
the
that's the right play. You
oh
don't
man, 150
have
damage
somebody
onto
here to
Cutie Pie.
go
He gets
in.
kicked out of the way, and he's about to
Westerice
die right here.
does pick
Westerice
up on
able to get
Cutie
that
Pie.
kill.
Best they
They're
could
gonna
have
take
hoped
a
for,
3-for-3
but
on
they
that
don't
one.
have the
But the top
damage
laner
coming
gonna
through.
get a free 3-for-3 here.
Jan ult
He's
coming
gonna
just
take
personally, but
Spark, and
you're not going to outrun Warwick. You're not going to
oh,
outrun
he's
Elise.
gonna
And
take
Dan's
the
going
back
to fall
at the
down.
end. He's gonna
Double
be able to
should
pick
fall
up
down
that
as well
kill.
here eventually.
Looks
Now
like
the
Void
is going to
Spirit
come
still
out
in the mix there.
as it gets
Oh, gonna get
exhausted.
out of it.
Oh,
He
he missed the
misses it.
Q.
Rainbow misses the Q and
Will they pay
double
for the
flashlight,
Q
but they
with
can
the
still just.
bait?
I don't know why Rainbow took the
EG takes
tower there
all the
instead of
gold.
Void
Oh,
Boy.
he's
Void
back
was
though.
hurt.
He's back.
Rainbow's going to fall
Janna, I
down
don't
now.
know why
Void
she
Boy's in
didn't
trouble.
lose.
Sal's
Looks
is
like
back
Mel's
here.
heart and the
Sal's
knight
using the
will
pool
let
just
them
for
down.
damage.
Try
I
to
don't
turn
think
it.
that was the right time to
Looking to
use
get a
it.
little bit of a shield here from Janna if they can do it. Janna needs to
Jana
get
needs to
one
leave.
right
And he's
click.
just going to chase after him. Doesn't have a Rylas of his own, so
Let him get
Warwick
away.
going to get away.
True.
Does have the speed buff there.
Jana
You
runs off the
see
kill.
Janna
But
ran
now,
away from him just
now
to try
Sal's
and
gonna
drop
end
that
up going
speed
out
onto the
onto
war,
EG, and they're
off
gonna
the
be able to
Warwick.
pick up the one extra kill because of that dive.
And
That
Sal's
was silly there.
clearing out minion wave here. Maybe they pushed that for a tower. I don't understand what happened.
Whatever last minute we're chasing
That
down, but amazing
Westerice
play from
just
Westerice. He
making
took the
plays,
initiative,
killing both of the
jumped
squishies.
onto Soraka, flashed over the wall, jumped back onto Soraka, and juked everybody. That was ridiculously good. Oh man, Westerice, you need to make a skill video about yourself because that was amazing. There are a couple
As a
things
she
to
now,
mention
Andy
about
built a
this
blue pot so that
so
he will have an AP boost in the next fight.
reset going on now. 5-6 the kill score. EG
We're
only down by
28
one
minutes
though.
in, but it feels like
They get themselves up
it's
two dragon
mid games
kills
just
here.
started. That was the first mid
They're
game
gonna be
fight.
looking to be one,
Feels
two,
so
three,
much better
four.
having an early,
I
mid,
don't know
and
why
late
two
game instead
dragons
of
are
just
available, but they're getting pretty close in this game. Two of
um,
the minions, two of 200, two
I
of
don't even know.
400.
I wouldn't even say like smooth
We've
transition,
got
just like everything's the same
Mumu.
throughout the whole game.
We've got, I mean, honestly, Janna and a Mumu
I mean, we're building
locked
double
in
Negatron
together. We've
cloak
got Blink
for the
and
Malzahar.
we're
Maybe
actually
he
just
double
starting to
bot by
see the best of
accident.
it. Sensor has a
I'm
little bit
not
of
sure
gold
what
he wants to
he'd
get
be
out of there.
building with
I
that,
understand that.
other than
Love
just
it.
getting flat magic.
Double
Like he has
teaming.
a
No, it's harsh for you guys.
Spectral Cowl, I think it was. No, that wasn't it. What was the what's the other magic resist item called?
Movement through the jungle as EG tries to gain a little bit of position here. Caitlyn laying down the traps to catch somebody off guard. You know, Caitlyn's can be pretty annoying with traps. It's going to shred a little bit of your armor as well as reveal you for a good 3 to
Maybe a
4
fight coming
seconds.
in here as
And
I'm
that is
looking
quite a good
through.
amount of time if you're
Null
trying to
Magic
get away
Mantle
from
is what it's
somebody and
called.
you're really not in the view and they've broken sight. That trap is still going to give you away and be that detrimental thing
Looks
that
like he's building
will
toward an
take you
Aegis,
down.
but
A lot of look top and bottom has huge minion waves coming in
did
from
Aegis
Rock
exist yet at
Solid
this
side.
point?
So we're going to see how they take effect of those. They're going to have to split off here. We see Vladimir coming
Vlad
down
building
bottom for EG. GG's.
Quicksilver
And
Sash
it's
was
going to be
good.
Caitlyn and Amumu going up top.
He should be the
And
one
here we
that
are
get.
in the game of
Actually, I don't even know if that's good. If he
CLG
takes
going
the
on. Looks like CLG has
Malazalt,
lost
that means it's
one
not on
turret 40
Akali.
minutes into the game.
Unless Akali has
Looks
a
relatively
QSS
unsure. He
herself.
looks to be.
It's probably better for him
Around
to be
20
tanking
turrets,
it.
30 minutes into
Vlad
the game.
should be in the bot
CLG
lane
has
here,
gone
clearing
into
out that massive
4 or 5
wave
of their turrets
before
at
this,
this
but
point
they're
in time. And they're actually
Roxol
working
just
quite
forcing
hard to hit
the
top as
Baron
well with
fight
these
here. They're gonna
inhibitors.
try and
And
fight it.
Vlad
Roxol
getting
knows they
all
can
over
just
the inhibitors
hang
here.
back and
5
relax.
to 3.
Let
Like I said, 30
Epic
minutes into the
Games
game. You
gamer
can kill
come
your
in here.
Evelyn still. And your high creep scores go to Uber at this time at 245.
all while they're
Here's
losing their
Alex
bot
Bowman.
turret
Watch out
from
for
that
him.
massive
He's
wave.
2 in the lead for CLG.
I wish that the
Welcome
screen
to
would go and
Oakland.
look
Hope
at
you're
it,
quite well.
but they're gonna have
Looks like
another
the
wave
map is
crashing in
not
here
too far away, but the
as
turret's looking
well.
quite nice. 1600 global gold, by the way, for complexity. So they're grabbing
Turret's
a
a
ton
lot
of gold
harder
for
to
that.
take it in this
Both top
game.
five towers are about
That's
having
why
combat advantage, and man,
games
are they
go
getting
longer, among other
I
reasons.
think it's 3 dragons now, if I get
It's
the
one of
math
the
right.
reasons I should say that games
So
go longer, towers are harder to kill, so that will stay up. It will be able to
Oh, here
tank the
comes
minions,
Dan Din
but
taking a lot
minions
of damage. Rambo
are a
instantly
much bigger
clears
part
it
than
all. Dan
champions
Din's
as
going to
Dan
go
Din
down.
just gets
Rox telling us great
destroyed.
good save.
So much for being
They're going for the
tanky.
fight.
Maybe he should have built more armor.
Yeah, that
And
would
they're
be a
going to.
very good job. Even
And
the
no
first
jungler,
fight, I don't think
go to
he
Baron.
would be very sorry, excuse me, to go into that fight.
Akali
Very smart
could
for
potentially stop
CLG to
this.
go to the fight and try to rebuttal that. But that's exactly
Vlad
kind of what they
Akali
want. They're
doing a
like,
lot of
hey,
damage,
you know,
especially in
they're
the
really
Baron
going to
pit,
try
reduces
this
your magic
long.
resist.
EG is going to go into this fight. You see a Q
They're
totally
still going
missing
for MF
from
ulted too early. That's
Dyrus.
trying to zone off, but
Alt
what are you
mode
zoning off?
switching
Baron's still at
cleanly,
full
you
health.
know,
They're
going
going in
in
on to
down 8
Saul's
going.
here.
And it looks like there's going to be a lot of
That
attacks
means
going
their
up
front
top by
line
many blue
is
teams.
abandoning their
They
back
want
line
to
for
try
the
and grab
Akali.
this
Picks
one.
up one. I'm a
They're
cutie
hitting
pie.
those
He's next.
walls.
Akali gonna be
Dan
able to
Dinner is
jump
going
it.
to have
Double
to
lift. Oh
drop
my
in,
god,
try
he
and take
ulted him
advantage of this.
away.
He does.
Saul's
He Westride
still falls down. Maybe he was
Westride
trying to
going to
ult
do
to
his
heal him,
thing.
but
But
that's gonna
back
be a
into the
one
fight.
fight here.
Rambo still
Westrice
alive, almost going
kills up
down.
another one.
EG still in a
Rambo's next to
very
him,
good
and
fight.
Voidboy, you're the
But yeah,
tankiest.
EG is
But
taking
what
a
can
lot of
you
damage.
do
And Dan,
against
he stayed in
Westrice?
there and just kept getting hit by him. Was not
He's gonna
helping.
fall
And
down here.
looks like
Dyrus
EG will
picks
be
up
able to
that
get
kill.
another kill for himself.
Sorry,
No,
Dyrus
Dyrus
double
taking
fault
that
them
one. Early
away
ace
with
on
the
board
Jan ult
and just
into the
survived.
wall.
Everybody was like standing
Maybe he
on
was trying to
top of each
save
other. You
Sauls, but
couldn't even
you did
see
not
what
need
was
to do
going on.
that.
It was
Your
just this
team is
cluster of names
cleaning up
and
the
it looked
squishies.
like they will be
Baron
able to
now
take
going
a
to go over to
5v4 and then get
EG here
there.
as Dan Din is back.
That was
And
good.
just a
Well,
terrible fight for
not quite
Roxala.
as
They
good,
left
but yeah.
Yeah,
Akali,
good point.
the only
Well,
threat
here's where that came
on
down.
this team,
The
alone
Vladimir
with their
pulled off the
backline.
T and made it be a 3v3 with Baron helping. So Vladimir went off to the top left over here, and he pulled T with him. But Westrice immediately
Double
got
F needs
dropped
to be careful
right
falling
into
down.
the
They're going to let
CLG
Westeros tank this a little
battle, and
bit.
Soraka
No
ran out of
smite
mana.
available.
And that's kind of the problem you
And
run
let's see
into
what
when you go
Teemo
full
levels
auto,
up here.
when you go Philosopher's Stone and boots with no upgrades, you die
No
immediately.
magic resist for
Yeah,
Soraka.
you go
Maybe
Philosopher's
wants,
Stone and no
like,
Q,
everyone
and
should
you
be
die
looking
immediately. So
on
that what
Roxala.
happened is what happened
Just
was
survive
EG
Akali.
got ult back. And that's one of the glory things about Akali is then she's, oh, well, I got my ult back, by the way. I got that charge back.
Right.
So I lost nothing except 50 energy, which I regained mostly by hitting you with Q. So like, all right, great, I'm in good shape. I gained free experience. Thank you. So that's been working really well for her. And then for the rest of it, it's just like, okay, she jumps on the rest, immediately makes it a
I guess I
4v4.
can talk about the Soraka
Vladimir
rework.
rolls so
So
well.
Soraka's rework,
John
of
versus
course, was
Dyrus,
like forgetting what her
John
niche in
Dyrus
this
like
game
just
was.
works so well
They kind
together.
of got rid of that
She
niche
just
by
forced the fight
the
into
nerfs
little
to her.
rotations where Dyrus able to abuse brush and abuse her trap, and
But
Dyrus
oh,
able to
Dyrus
die.
gonna trap out there.
Ooh,
They spot them.
I guess they
Nets
know they're
away.
there somehow.
So
She like traps
the niche
himself
for
and then
Soraka was kind of forgot about with rework. What they were trying to do was copy Malfurion from Heroes of the Storm. They saw
they're gonna take over Losing Orb
his
now. I'm
kit
also gonna give it to Westrice or
as
Dyrus. I'm gonna give it to
superior
Dyrus.
Soraka
Just so
kit,
we
which
can
it
clear that
is,
one up.
um, and then tried to emulate that
Alright,
in
Casey
League.
down here trying to find
Unfortunately,
some
they took the
fortune. He's gonna be the
skill
last one in line
out
here
of
to escape. Looks like there will be
Malfurion
one more
when
dragon
designing
here.
Soraka.
They're
Maybe
gonna
that
take
was
it easily
an
up the middle
intentional
towards
design
the
to make
mountainous
it
area.
more welcoming for new
And there
players.
is one up top, but that is
But
going
I
to
don't think you
be
need to
nullified
do
here if
that
they get it quick enough. So let's
to
go
make
ahead
things easier for
and
new
head up
players. You can
front
have
to the
easy
top lane and
champions
start getting the push
with
in. They do
added
see it, but
mechanics that make
EG
them better for better
going to stand
players.
a ward there. They're going to place that. Seeing the CV go to the left. Looks like they will be able to take mid turret
But our
here
end result is the
as it
Soraka we have
looks
now. It
like
is
Rock Solid is kind of splitting up
way
around them.
worse,
Another
and
misfortune ultimate
um,
used to really not do
one
much, but that's
strong
quite a big cooldown there
is
to get
way
killed out
worse
like that, especially
than
when you're getting pushed
the
this
kit
hard.
that they
They're
tried
really going to be able to save that
to
turret because
copy.
this next turret, if they initiate a fight, she's only going to
And
be able
how
to
they
do
did
is
that was
level
that they
up
made it
and
so
shoot
that
that
the
drop
heal on
and slow down that
yourself,
bullet.
well, they made it cost
So
health
he's
first
going
of
to
all,
have to
but
focus
then
something on
the way to
defense
restore
here with
health
this character. That means he
is
has to get in close,
by
and it's really not going to help him too
hitting
much if
people
that
with your
ultimate
Q on
misses. She does have
Soraka.
red, so she will be
Whereas
able to slow if it does
in
come
Heroes
down
of
to
the
that
Storm
quick
Malfurion,
fight.
it's a kit that they copied.
We are going to have to see
You
what they
heal
do
over
here. Looks like
time,
they're just running
and
around
landing your
waiting
Q is
for
how
the
you
CR
burst heal
or
people,
Guardian
which
enough,
is
but she's really not
much
one to
better as a
focus right
skill set
away. So
for
I also think
support,
that's still the one to
because
focus.
Soraka's only going to
And
be
of
meta
course,
when she can
no
out-heal
armor.
the damage she
She has
takes.
been buying
This is
support,
achieved
so you really can't
normally
buy armor
by
from her.
having a Warmog, because then
Yeah,
the health cost means nothing.
he's got the Philosopher's Stone going on. She's got, I guess, utility specs.
At which point then the skill
I think
cost,
in
of
some of those
course,
cases, I
is
actually
nothing.
prefer that support's been put on defense.
In Heroes
I
of the
really think
Storm,
utility
you
can
can
be
heal
overlooked
your
when a team
team,
is super big, but
and
usually
then
that really help you survive
you need to
the
track
especially
who
the
you
early
have
game.
heals on
We've got
as a
all of our med
skill,
bar
and
and hit points
land
based
your
on
Q to
PvP
heal them,
situations, and then the 40%
uh,
in the end comes from that.
preferably when they
And
have something that needs a burst heal.
a hard
Of
fight
course,
is
if they're
not
full
going
health
to
and
be
you
more
give them a bunch of health,
effective or
it
not
means
fun
nothing.
immediately to team fight. If they have
So
really
you
good
need
team
to
fight,
have more awareness, and it
you know,
creates a
you'd
skill
be hard pressed to defeat
uh,
them. Obviously,
necessity that way.
We'll see.
Whereas you can
We'll
still
see.
play them
I
without
think
that
going
skill. You
forward,
can
you really need to get
heal
on the fight at
people
some point because you
as
have
normal. You
multiple
can
abilities, and if you
land
don't
your
have certain
Q
fights,
as normal
it's just an
without
exhausting
any
bot that sits there casting clear flames
tracking,
and
just like
taking
in a
damage.
fight, like this is what I'm supposed to do,
The
and
Westeros
you'll
team
be
is
fine
looking
at
good with
your
themselves.
desired
Look at
skill level.
Kali doing a lot of damage right there, just blowing it up.
But then when you get to the high elos,
This
it
Reinhardt
becomes
got
something that
destroyed.
actually
He
matters,
might be zoning out now,
tracking these
actually.
things, and that's what
Look at
skill's
that.
supposed to
They
be.
take a
I don't know why we're looking at
1v4.
West Rice here
Here's a
instead
flip
of
back to
mid lane.
6-6.
Maybe our
I think
camera
this
guy
might
fell
be
He's
asleep
picking up a
again.
double kill, a big fight in mid going on in this game.
There we
Focus
go.
back on EG versus RS
And
here
Darius
with
has
another
Guardian
big
Angel.
turret push. They do not want this Baron to go to waste,
Janna
and they are
built
going to use it very effectively.
um,
Zal's able to pick up the last kill on that
Shirelia's,
turret. Not that it
trying to
matters,
start
so
these
they are going to
fights,
be able to get
get
that
in
globally, and we are going to see
onto
what
the
they can do
backline
here.
for West
RS
Rice is
still
a
trying to garner
very
some
good plan
power.
for them
Now
with the
Malzahar
Baron
is
buff.
back up. See how
They
they're
are
pushing
able
into this.
to
If they can get that stuck in a
win
point
these
on the
fights.
Malzahar ult
Still
smash,
need somebody in bot
get
lane.
that ult going, it would just be really detrimental to the other team and very painful. You can have Vlad that can get out of there, but Akali and Caitlyn are going to take a lot of
Trying
damage
to
from
catch
that, as
people
well
here.
as
Dandon
Janna.
moving
Janna's
in.
probably going to make her way out of the ultimate as soon
But
as she
without
sees
anyone
this
in
Reinhardt
top lane,
push.
why would they
She's going
walk
to
to
take
top?
her ultimate at a
They can
very
just,
good point in time during the fight.
the
They
wave's
have
pushing
found their way
there.
to this. They are doing a
They can
great
clear
job
mid
of
lane now
pushing
because
the
you're
turret,
sitting there. There's no
putting a
reason
lot of
for them to
pressure
walk
on
up
Rocket
into
Vlad
that
right now. Well
bush.
said, Riot's Vlad.
No.
For all they know, you could have
No.
backed.
Oh,
Rambo, of
Bandage
course,
toss
decides
missed
to
on
walk
that
into it
one.
anyway without any
Yeah, it
reason,
looks like
but
they're going to play this one cautiously in the jungle while still trying to control it. They don't want to get overzealous.
wave
They don't
management
really
is
need to be
very
attacking the
important.
Baron just war off.
And
So they're going to go ahead and
it's
go
not
back to
that,
farming some lane.
Yeah, I
oh,
agree.
I
I
shouldn't say
think
it's,
there's
it's very
there's
important in this
there's
version of League.
plenty
In
of
current
time
League, it doesn't
left.
matter.
Let's see if we
Uh,
can split those out a little bit. But there's a lot of damage
you can
going on
just
between
sit on
Akali, Caitlyn, and Janna.
Dragon all
Just
game
tons of damage
and
right
then
now.
win because you
EG
have
RS doing a very good job
Soul
themselves to do
plus
that
Elder
stuff
Dragon,
to hit the
and you
wall.
don't need
Look
to
at
care at
that
all about the
Scepter being able to
waves.
flip
You
assassin.
can
Reminds me
take
of like
Baron,
playing
and they
LCQ
can't
with
stop
Paulie
you from
Beast
pushing
before.
at all, and you can
Where
just
you
take
were just
inhibs.
stacking
It is
AOR items
very
and
boring. Like, waves don't
just
matter at that point. You
throwing
just
them
worry
into
about the
Malzahar
objectives.
essentially on a Chug Smash.
Oh, they're not up. I
Just
can just sit
punishing
in
stuff
this lane
and
and
working
clear the
really
wave
well.
and farm until they're up again.
EG
It's
like that.
very boring to watch,
So
and I don't know
one
why
note I
they've
have to make that
done it.
Lee Sin does not switch towards Atlas
Well,
yet,
I
but
sort of know why
if
they've
they
done
do
it,
mid
but
map,
I don't know why they
and
haven't
they're not in
fixed it.
good shape against Vladimir or Akali, that could be a
The
bad thing for
I,
EG.
the reason why they did it is that games were going too long. Like, this is a 37-minute game. It feels like um,
Pretty big
a
push in going
10-minute
on
game
from the
compared to current
CLG.
League. Like,
From what
current
we
League
can
is
see
so
right
boring to
now, the
watch
CLG, as he said,
that
coming
it just
back
drags
towards
on
the
and on
end of the game
until
here. They
somebody
really they
throws
haven't breached any
because
major
it's no
turrets right
longer
now. They
a
have taken a
professional
little bit of
scene.
damage,
There's
but
no
they
longer
haven't taken
skill
many out.
needed
This is
in
a
it.
very cautiously played game by both teams right now.
It's
If
just
this
who
goes
is the most
even,
marketable player.
usually you at least see double-digit frags on one of the teams, 10, 11, 12. But right
And
now,
then
they're just really
the other problem
trading
with
one for one, which
League
is better than the
League
one for
at the
none. You
moment
don't want to lose to
in
somebody
their
like that.
high
You want to
level
be
play
stressed out
because they don't
when
have
you
pro
are in
play,
a 5v4
or I guess
situation.
it's sort of pro is professional, but it's
Probably going
not
to see quite a
competitive.
long complexity versus
So
CLG
their
game as
professional
we are entering
non-competitive
this one
league
right now.
is too
Fox
frequent.
College versus
They need
Epic
to have teams
Games.
play
And it looks like they're going to
once
focus
every
in on
two
this top
weeks,
jungle right now. Numumu back
once
in
every
lane as
3 weeks,
White
stuff like
has
that.
in with an Oracles. They're trying to
Not
move
every
this
team
top and
playing
make
every week
sure that
because
they
then you
have
can't learn the
no
meta.
view of their jungle. Lee Sin right there. Can't see anybody.
To that,
Misposition as well would be somebody to
to their
focus right
credit
now.
though, like
And
they
they get
patched way
Bandit.
too long. Oh,
Wow,
that
the
was
Bandit
really
shot
weird.
by Lee
Dan
Sin.
didn't pull it in,
Probably one of the
and
craziest things
Lee
we've
Sin
seen
able to pull
here.
away.
And
All
we're
it
going
comes
to see
in.
Loki
Vlad
taking a
doing a
lot
lot
of
of damage
damage
to
right
that.
now.
Cells
Numumu
should be able
focusing
to
on
pick up
Soraka. Not
I'm a
no
cutie pie here.
smoke
He's
being exchanged.
exhausted though, and
Everybody's
that's going to
being
be
split
his
up right
death.
now. Vladimir
Westrice is
goes
able to pick
down.
up I'm a cutie
Westrice
pie. He's low
forced to
now.
go back. Malefic Visions is
100
on him.
cents
Good
on him.
shield by Janna.
Janna,
Will he stay alive? And he goes, no, he does
big
stay alive.
damage there.
Jumps
Westrice able to turn
around.
that around. I
Still
thought that
alive.
he would
Able to
lose,
live Salvan
and
to
nobody's
keeping his
on
ult back.
Darius as they
And we
just
are
sat
going to
around the
see a
shroud
change
waiting
now
for it to
as
be revealed. They
Bandit
didn't
and
have a pink
Malzahar
ward to
fall to
place
the
down for
ground.
him.
And that is
He
going to
was able
seal
to
the situation as a 4 to
pick up the
1 right now.
Malzahar
A
there.
very impactful
Turn around
fight
the fight. Westrice
by
again, just
EG.
carrying
You
this
can see
game
how
for them.
strong as they were just hiding in the jungle. Like I said before. They don't want to be overzealous. They waited in beautiful positions there. It was a great bandage toss to stop Lee Sin. He is a very big damage dealer and initiator for the team with that E. Able to come out, slow everybody, and do an AoE amount of damage to start off the fight. And a great job by everybody else to focus. Great shields by
Akali in
Shen
this game
on
I would
Akali.
not
And there to be
consider
able to leave
a
out one
healthy
really
assassin.
category of the game.
They're doing too much
Yeah,
damage.
just did so much damage out in
It should
front.
be
Akali
rotations.
was
Like
able to
you
jump in
saw
and
there,
get the
the
TP
play of
toss.
hiding in the shroud and coming back out.
I have
That's
a hard time
okay.
understanding what's going on in the defense
That's what
here.
you want to
There's
see.
damage going everywhere. There's particles everywhere.
But
But
I'd
it looks like
rather
Akali's just going to blow someone up every 5 seconds. And that's sort of what's been happening where she's able to just jump in there. Someone dies.
them
The rest of the fight,
be
you kind
tankier
of
and deal less
expect it to
damage
go
and
like right at the start. You follow her. She's going to get one. Someone
not
else
make
is going to
these
be dead.
big
And then you
insane
just move on
plays
from there.
uh, as quickly.
Are we down
Like
to
you can
the
still
zone?
make this play.
Of course.
but she would go out and attack Skara there, then go back in the shroud and come out again to kill him.
See a
Instead,
lead
it
out in the
was
jungle here, heading towards Baron. Let's
killed.
see what they
I'm a
can
cutie
produce
pie,
with this
goes in the
fight.
shroud and
It's
then
gonna draw
kills
a lot of
Scar.
attention here.
I think that is
Rock Solid
uh,
needs to make this
the
happen
mark of an
very fast here.
overtuned
If he can
champion on this
converge
patch
on instantly
and
right
kind of
now,
defeats
Vladimir
the
and
fun of the
Bingu, two of the
assassin
ones that we
because
don't want to see come
only
up to fight
because she
first.
was good in the
Looks
early
like
game.
they're not even gonna
Sal's
focus
coming in
on
with
him.
the ultimate
Vladimir
onto the
laying down
Baron.
his ultimate,
Dan
not
Did's in
doing
here.
too much.
Smite comes down
Again,
and
they
they
were
do
not
get the
able to
steal
secure
comes through.
frags there,
Are
but
No,
Rock
GG got it.
knocked
Oh, they
away
were
there,
able
and
to,
they're just gonna be
and Rock
picking up
Solid melting under the
Warwick Liz,
force
but it
of
doesn't matter.
Epic's
They should
games, or
go
Epic's
into the
gaming right
mid lane,
there,
go
which
into the
is an
top
Epic
lane
game right
actually,
now. And
and just
Warwick
end
is
the
forced
game.
to
Timeout.
They
run
have a
into the
big wave up
jungle,
there. They have
and
super
it
minions.
looks like
There's
there will be a
GG
silver
coming
there.
in there,
By
Epic's
Rock
going.
Solid at this point in
Epic's
time,
going.
Epic.
and Epic Gamer wins the the qualifier game for DreamHack.